Hey everyone, this is just a quick, simple position kind of tutorial for the law sector. This is Hydroponics Delta. I'm on my Titan on this run. Um, Void and Strand make it very easy, especially Strand, because you can infinitely suspend the enemies. Um, Polaris Lance is a very helpful exotic to run here because you can get your ammo back. You can keep putting pressure on the enemies as long as you're hitting your crits, and it doesn't need you to reload as often. And I would also recommend using a Void LMG because it's just very, very useful, especially this season. So here you can see that we are just playing outside of this hallway, just dipping in and out as we need to, poking at the enemies, and just taking it slow. This guide is just going to be to show you how to get this done flawlessly. It's not a speed run kind of thing. It's not a this is a great farm. This is just, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. How do I approach this lost sector? That's what this is going to show you. So you just duck into in and out of the hallway. You can go to the bottom part of the stairs if you need to get a little further in, but just pick it off, take it slow, and you'll have a easy time at this room for the most part. Okay, now that you have gotten out from the base of the stairs slash the entrance hallway, now you should have the barrier champion and a few enemies left to deal with. You can play around these pillars, either that top one or the bottom one, the one we're in position at right now. You want to be mindful the enemies are still going to be on those top rafter area. You want to just keep an eye on that, keep an eye on your radar, but you still want to make sure you're also putting the pressure onto the barrier champion. Any weapon that has barrier is good. I like using this pulse rifle, it has kinetic tremors on it, so as long as I put some damage on there, it's a little bit of a damage over time that will hit the barrier. Okay, and once the barrier champion is dead, then you'll have that door open. The cabal there will come out. You can just pick them off with LMG. You can play around this door. You can play around this whole room basically because enemies won't come into this back area. There's a box over there on the right that you'll be able to play around as well. Use that as cover. You just want to pick off the enemies. Be mindful. Be careful. Take it slow. There will be some dogs that come in. And then once you get to the end of the hallway, there'll be a gladiator there. So next section is going to be the big room that might be the slowest part, except for the boss room. Okay, once you clear the gladiator out, you are able to go ahead and move over to the next room. You have this whole hallway to play around. You have the boxes over there on the right to play behind. This is going to be a very slow section because there's just a lot of enemies that will keep spawning. There's two different sets of majors gladiators that will spawn. You have the barrier champion in the back, you have the turret in the back, and it's like 3 or 4 waves of enemies. But you have, again, you just have the whole hallway behind you that you just came from to use. You have the boxes to play around when you need to hit enemies that are off to the left of the hallway. So just take it slow, pick them off. You can use the LMG. Again, Polaris Lance, really great weapon here, as you can see. So just take this one at as slow a pace as you need to. Don't overextend. Okay, now that we've cleared out the rest of the room, the last thing to deal with is going to be the barrier champion. So you just want to pick him off with the barrier weapon, obviously. Do your damage, and then once he's dead, you are through the room. Okay, get ready for a slog because this next section is going to suck. There's not a lot of great hiding spots. You have this whole back area here with these boxes to play around, uh, and you kind of just want to operate around this section of the room. So the boss is going to be kind of floating around that back area over there. And then over here, you'll see one of the two unstoppable champions. I recommend taking out the unstoppable champions as soon as you can because once those two are dead, those are the last champions you have to deal with, but they're not the last set of like ads you'll have to deal with. So you just want to get them out of the way so they don't charge you down while you're trying to deal with everything else. It's good to use your abilities, use your heavy, get them out of the way. And as you can see, the LMG does a really good job of just taking them down, taking away at that health. And once he is dead, you get to deal with everything else. So again, you just want to kind of, once the unstoppable is dead, they're not going to push you as aggressively, but you'll want to go ahead and make sure that you're dealing with the rest of the room after that. Like, the boss is going to stay back in the center. He's almost never going to really come out of that area. So you just want to play around the boxes, kill out all the ads, and then as you have cleared up the space, then you can start putting pressure on the boss until the next wave of ads come in. It's really just that for the rest of this. It's just playing around the boxes, taking it slow, repositioning off to the. You can go to the far right once some of the ads have like pushed over this way. You can go over to the left where those unstoppables were at, but you just want to take this as slow and gentle as possible because there are so many ads in this room. And you don't want to over damage the boss because then you're just going to get overwhelmed with ads and you're not going to have any time, you're not going to have any kind of reprieve to let yourself recover. So just take it slow, deal with the ads first, and then the boss. And once you are done with that, you should be able to get the chest.